in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-OPEN-Y or text OPEN-Y 467-369.
Hey, it's Michael K. I want to get to talk about PC Richard & Son. This has been my go-to store for years now. They're local, they're family-owned, and they truly care about their customers. And you know I love to support our local businesses, and you should too. During their President's Day sale, save big on appliances from all the top brands, up to 40% off. In fact, the more you buy, the more you save, with up to $1,000 in additional savings on qualifying appliances. So do what I do and get to PC Richard & Son today.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Texting enrolls you in reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HIM to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HIM to 321-321. That's HIM to 321-321.
Juan Soto is a New York Met. Every Mets game can be heard right here. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Michael K. is on the radio today, and he ain't afraid to say what he's thinking. It's the Michael K. Show on 880 ESPN Radio.
And a good afternoon, everybody. This is indeed the Michael K. Show. We thank you for joining us on this chilly Wednesday. It is February 19th, 2025. It's Michael K. and you. That's the way it works. You're the co-host. You know the number to join in, 1-800-919-3776. It's a Wednesday, so we'll talk at 2:30 with Mike Lupica. But we want to talk a lot with you before that because we have a lot to thinking. So at his press conference the other day, at Port St. Lucie, Juan Soto said that he joined the Mets because he felt that they had a better chance to get to the World Series than the Yankees did. And then Aaron Judge was asked about that, and he wasn't angry about it, but he said, well, I disagree. I think we have a better chance of getting to the World Series. But he could think what he wants. So there are so many layers to this. And listen, I think that Soto did the right thing for he and his family. He got the most money. He got a record-setting contract. He's going to be the face of the Met franchise for 15 years. He's essentially going to be a partner of Steve Cohen and Alex Cohen. He has his own luxury suite. His mom has her own clothing line. They have security. I mean, it's a great deal. It would have been tough for him to turn it down. There were other offers made to him by the Yankees and by the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. I mean, there were teams that were in on Soto because Soto is a once-in-a-lifetime generational player. I should say generational. So that being said, rather than come out and say, you know what, I took the Met offer over the Yankee offer because they gave me more. Average of $5 million more per year. The contract was worth more. They gave me a lot of perks that I wasn't going to get with the Yankees. It's all legitimate. Instead, he said, I think this team has a better chance to win than the Yankees. And in thinking about it, I've gone over it a lot, and you can say that the teams are somewhat even in terms of talent, right? Because if you look at the PECOTA projections, after the signing of Alonso, the Mets' PECOTA projection jumped up significantly, and the Yankees and the Mets, if you look at all of the projection sites, there's a difference of 1 or 2 wins. Okay, so they're evenly matched. Now, the Mets have a higher payroll by about $20 million at this point than the Yankees. So I think they're like 324, and the Yankees are 304. So, I mean, that's essentially a number 5 starter if you really want to break down what $20 million means. But I don't look at how evenly matched they might be, because I think the Yankee pitching is so far superior than the Met pitching that puts the Yankees over the Mets. Okay, but you can Yankee boy me all you want. But here's my point. Here's what I don't quite get. And even a Met fan would have to agree with this. If you're the Mets, getting to the World Series means that you have to get past the Phillies and the Braves in your own division. You've got to get past a much improved Cubs team in the Central. The always pesky Milwaukee Brewers. Watch out for the Reds this year, because Terry Francona works his magic. But I don't think that's going to be a huge impediment to the Mets, but I'm just throwing that in there. And then you got to get past the teams in the West, which might be the best division in baseball. The Diamondbacks are outstanding. The Padres are really, really very good. The Giants have improved. And then you've got the $380 million Dodgers. So in order to get to the World Series, that's a lot of hurdles have to jump. And it's going to be like that for a while now. Now, the Phillies, I think their shelf life is a little bit shorter than the other teams I mentioned, because their roster is aging quickly. This might be their last year where you can look at them and saying, well, they've got a legitimate shot to win the World Series. After this, guys are hitting ages that it just doesn't seem viable that they can continue to play at this high level. JT Realmuto, Schwarber, Harper, whatever. I mean, you look up and down their lineup, there's a lot of mid-30 guys there, and that's usually the beginning of the deterioration of skills. Now let's take a look at the Yankees' road to the World Series. Does anybody, and this is just for Met fans, really frighten you? Like, say, the Dodgers frighten everybody in the National League. Red Sox are improved with Bregman. They're improved. I think they're a pretty decent team. I don't think they're better than the Yankees. The Orioles are a good team, good young players. They added veteran starters, but I don't think that they did enough pitching-wise to really compete for a championship. They will get back Bautista in the bullpen, which is going to be huge for them. I don't care who comes out of the Central, because historically the Yankees have owned the Central. And then in the West, I think Texas is going to have a bounce back. DeGrom's healthy. So I think they're going to be pretty good. Houston doesn't go away, although the team that we loathe and love all these years, no Tucker, no Verlander, no Bregman now. Really, Altuve's the one left from 2017. This is a completely different team. And, the Angels have made some improvements, but I don't think they're going to be a factor. So have I named anybody in the American League that you would be fearful of for the Yankees to get through and go to the World Series? So then my hypothesis is this. Soto could be looking at the Mets and looking at an owner who was told in it to win it. So in order for the Mets to win it, they got to get in it. And in order for them to get in it, there's a lot of real big potholes that they have to get through, or landmines, so to speak. So I think the road to the World Series is much more difficult for the Mets and any team in the National League than it is for the Yankees. I just don't see a powerhouse team in the American League that's going to really derail the Yankees. Now, you can lose a 5-game series to anybody. Pick the worst team in baseball, and you could actually lose that series. You just could. Pitcher gets hot, whatever the case may be. But I think Soto is just trying to put a lot of the emphasis or landmine, so to speak. Other things. So I think the road to the Mets, rather than the most obvious, much more difficult for the Mets and any team in the National League than it is for the Yankees. I just don't see a powerhouse team in the American League that's going to really derail the Yankees. Now, you can lose a 5-game series to anybody. Pick the worst team in baseball, and you could actually lose that series.